In a cozy little house, tucked away on a street filled with giggles and sunshine, lived a girl named Lily. Lily was like a bright, colorful flower herself, always blooming with happiness. Her smile was as wide as the morning sky, and her laughter tinkled like tiny bells. She had big, curious eyes that sparkled when she saw something new and exciting, which was almost every day. More than anything, Lily loved to draw. Her favorite crayons were always worn down to tiny nubs because she used them so much. She drew pictures of everything she saw: fluffy white clouds shaped like animals, the tall green trees in her backyard, and even the funny squirrel that tried to steal nuts from her bird feeder. Her drawings weren't just lines and colors, they were windows into her joyful heart. She would spend hours at her small wooden table, humming a happy tune as her hand danced across the paper, bringing all sorts of wonderful things to life. When she wasn't drawing, Lily was outside, playing. She loved to skip rope with her friends until her cheeks were rosy red. She built tall castles in the sandbox, pretending they were homes for queens and kings. Sometimes, she would chase butterflies in the meadow, trying to catch their beauty with her eyes, never with her hands. Every game, every sunny afternoon, was an adventure to Lily. She had a way of making even the simplest things feel special, like finding a shiny pebble or blowing dandelion seeds into the wind. Life for Lily was a grand, exciting story, and she was the cheerful hero, always ready for the next happy chapter. Lily's days usually sparkled with joy, each one a new page in her happy story. But one quiet afternoon, the usual sunny feeling in her cozy home began to dim. Her parents sat her down, their faces looking a little different, not quite as bright as usual. Lily could feel a change in the air, like when a big cloud slowly covers the sun. Her mom took a deep breath, and her dad gently held Lily's hand. "Sweetheart," her mom began, her voice soft and a little shaky, "we have some important news to share." Lily's heart gave a little thump. She knew grown-ups used that tone for things that weren't about new puppies or trips to the park. Then came the words that felt like a big, heavy stone dropping into her happy world. "We have to move, Lily. Far away." The words hung in the air, making the room feel suddenly very small and quiet. Lily didn't understand right away. Move? Far away? Her home, with its familiar smells of cookies and old books, was her favorite place. Her backyard, where she chased butterflies, was her kingdom. Her friends, whose laughter echoed with hers, were her treasures. The thought of leaving all that behind made a strange, cold feeling creep into her tummy. She imagined her crayons packed away, her favorite drawing table empty, and her friends playing without her. The happy pictures in her head turned fuzzy and gray. Moving meant new streets, new faces, and a whole new everything she didn't know. It sounded big and scary, like an adventure she didn't want to go on. Lily's bright smile slowly faded, replaced by a tiny frown that pulled at the corners of her mouth. The happy girl who loved to draw and play suddenly felt a little lost, wondering what would happen next. The heavy news of moving settled over Lily like a gray blanket, pushing away all her usual sunshine. Her vibrant world, once filled with bright colors, now felt dull and quiet. Every corner of her home, which used to bring smiles, now brought a pang of sadness. She looked at her favorite drawing spot by the window, imagining it empty, without her crayons and paper. The swing set in the backyard, where she spent countless hours soaring to the sky, seemed to whisper goodbye even before she left. But it wasn't just her home that made her heart ache. It was her friends. Her best friend, Maya, with whom she shared secrets and giggles under the big oak tree. And Tom, who always made her laugh with his funny jokes. Lily pictured them playing without her, their happy voices floating in the air, but her own voice missing. Would they forget her? Would she ever find friends as good as them in a new, unknown place? The thought made a tear trickle down her cheek. Worry started to buzz in her head like a tiny, annoying bee. What if the new place wasn't nice? What if the kids there weren't friendly? What if she couldn't find a good tree to climb, or a meadow to chase butterflies? Every "what if" made her feel more and more scared. She clutched her favorite teddy bear tightly, wishing she could hide away from all the big changes. The happy girl who loved to draw and play was now filled with a deep sadness, and a growing fear of the unknown journey ahead. She just wanted things to stay the same, safe and familiar. Lily's worries felt like a heavy cloud, making it hard for her to see any sunshine. She sat huddled on the sofa, her drawing pad forgotten beside her. Her grandma, with her kind eyes and soft, warm hands, noticed Lily's quiet sadness. Grandma knew just what to do when Lily felt down. She sat next to Lily and gently stroked her hair. "My dear Lily," Grandma began, her voice like a comforting lullaby, "let me tell you a story about a little bird." Lily looked up, her eyes still a little watery, but curious. Grandma always told the best stories. "Once upon a time," Grandma whispered, "there was a tiny bird with feathers as blue as the sky. This little bird loved to sing more than anything. Every morning, it would sit on its favorite branch and sing the happiest songs, filling the forest with cheer." Lily imagined the little blue bird, its tiny beak open in song. But one day, Grandma continued, her voice growing a little softer, a big, strong wind came. It blew the little bird far, far away from its home tree, away from its friends, and into a place it had never seen before. Everything looked different, and the little bird felt very lost and scared. Lily nodded slowly, understanding exactly how the bird felt. "The little bird could have cried," Grandma said, "or stayed quiet and sad. But do you know what it did instead? Even though it was lost, even though it missed its home, the little blue bird took a deep breath and began to sing. It sang its favorite, happiest song, even louder than before." Lily's eyes widened. "It sang?" she asked, a tiny spark of wonder in her voice. "Yes, it sang," Grandma smiled. "It sang its beautiful song, filling the strange new place with its happy music." "And do you know what happened then?" Lily shook her head, leaning closer. Lily waited with wide, hopeful eyes for Grandma to finish the bird's story. Grandma squeezed Lily's hand softly. "Well, my little bird," she said, "when the bluebird kept singing, other creatures in the new forest heard its happy tune. They grew curious and came to listen. Soon, the little bird wasn't alone anymore. It had new friends, and a new favorite branch to sing from, filling its new home with even more joy." Grandma paused, letting the gentle words settle in Lily's mind. "Do you see, my dear?" she continued, her voice filled with love and wisdom. "The little bird couldn't stop the big wind from blowing it away. It couldn't bring back its old home or its old branch. But it could choose what to do inside its own heart. It chose to keep its song alive, to keep its happiness, even when everything else felt tough and scary." Lily looked at her grandma, thinking about the brave little bird. "So, even if I'm sad about moving, I can still choose to be happy?" she asked, her voice small. "Exactly, sweet pea," Grandma replied, her smile warm. "Sometimes, life throws us big, unexpected changes, like a gust of wind. It's okay to feel sad or worried, just like the little bird felt lost. But we always have a special power inside us. We can choose to look for the good things, to sing our own happy song, no matter where we are. Our happiness comes from within us, Lily, not just from the places we live or the things we have." Grandma hugged Lily close. "Your happiness is like your drawing. You choose the colors you use. Even if some days feel gray, you can still find bright, cheerful colors to add. And when you choose to be happy inside, you help make the world around you a brighter place, just like the little bird did." Lily listened, a tiny flicker of hope starting to glow in her heart, chasing away some of the gray. Grandma's story about the little bluebird had planted a tiny seed of courage in Lily's heart. It wasn't like all her sadness vanished at once, but a small flicker of hope began to grow. She thought about the bird singing its happy song, even when it was lost. If a tiny bird could do it, maybe she could too. Lily took a deep breath, a different kind of breath than the shaky ones she'd been taking. She looked around her room, not with tears in her eyes, but with a new thought. What if moving wasn't just about leaving old things behind? What if it was also about finding new things? A new park to play in, new paths to explore, maybe even new colors to draw with that she hadn't seen before. "I'm going to try," Lily told her grandma, her voice small but firm. "I'm going to try to be like the little bluebird." Grandma smiled, her eyes twinkling. "That's my brave girl," she said. From that moment on, Lily made a decision. It wouldn't be easy, she knew, but she would try her very best to look for the good things in her new adventure. Instead of just thinking about what she would miss, she started to wonder about what she might find. Maybe there would be a big, friendly dog in the new neighborhood. Maybe the new school would have a giant slide. She even started to imagine her new bedroom, wondering if it would have a window where she could see the stars. The heavy gray cloud over her heart didn't disappear completely, but it certainly felt lighter. Lily decided she would pack her crayons with extra care, ready to draw all the new wonders she would discover. She was still a little scared, but now, a tiny bit of excitement mixed with it, like a sprinkle of glitter on a drawing. She was ready to try and find her own happy song in a brand new place. The day of the big move arrived, filled with boxes and goodbyes. Lily hugged her grandma extra tight, remembering the little bluebird. With a brave flutter in her heart, she waved goodbye to her old street and the familiar oak tree. The car ride was long, and as they drove further, everything outside the window slowly changed. The buildings looked different, the trees seemed taller, and the air even smelled a little new. Finally, they arrived. The new town unfolded before them, a tapestry of unknown streets and houses. Their new house stood waiting, clean and empty, but it didn't feel like home yet. It was bigger than her old one, with a garden she hadn't explored, but it felt strangely quiet without her drawings on the walls or the echoes of her friends' laughter. Stepping inside, Lily looked around. Her new bedroom had a big window, just like she'd hoped, but the view was of unfamiliar rooftops instead of her old swing set. The walls were plain, waiting for her colorful drawings to fill them, but for now, they just felt bare. Everything felt new, and not in the exciting way she had imagined on some of her hopeful days. It was new in a way that made her tummy feel wobbly. The sounds were different too. No familiar bark from Mr. Henderson's dog next door, no distant shouts of kids playing her favorite games. Instead, there were new noises, a different kind of birdsong, the rumble of a faraway train, and the quiet hum of a house that hadn't learned her family's sounds yet. Everything felt strange, like putting on shoes that weren't quite the right size. Lily tried to remember Grandma's words, about finding the good things, but it was hard when all she felt was a little bit lost in this big, strange new world. The first few days in the new house felt heavy, like wet clothes on a laundry line. Lily tried to unpack her toys, but her heart wasn't in it. The unfamiliar sounds and sights made her miss her old home even more. She sat by her new window, watching the strange street, and felt a big sigh escape her. Then, her eyes fell upon a familiar box, carefully placed by her mom, her art supplies. Slowly, Lily opened the box. Her crayons, pencils, and paper lay nestled inside, just as she had packed them. It was a little piece of her old life, a comfort in the newness. She pulled out a fresh sheet of paper and her favorite bright yellow crayon. Instead of trying to draw the new, unfamiliar things outside, she closed her eyes and thought of home. She started to draw. First, she sketched the big oak tree in her old backyard, its branches reaching out like friendly arms. Then came the swing set, with its red seats and long chains, just waiting for her to fly. She drew her cozy bedroom window, where she used to watch the rain, and the little bird feeder where the funny squirrel always tried to sneak seeds. With each stroke of her crayon, a memory came flooding back, warm and sweet. As she drew, a tiny bit of the sadness in her heart began to lift. It was like magic. Her old home wasn't gone. It was right there on her paper, brought back to life by her hands. She colored in her old house with bright red and blue, and added her friends, Maya and Tom, playing in the yard. She even drew her grandma sitting on the porch swing, smiling. By the time she finished, her new bedroom walls were still bare, but her heart felt a little less empty. Her art wasn't just drawings, it was a bridge back to her happy memories, a way to keep a piece of her old home close. She tacked the drawing onto her new wall, and for the first time since they arrived, a small, soft smile touched Lily's lips. It wasn't the same as being there, but it made her feel a little better, a little more at home. Even though drawing helped, going to her new school felt like walking into a maze. Everything was unfamiliar. The hallways, the classrooms, and all the new faces. Lily clutched her backpack straps tightly, wishing she could be invisible. She found her desk, tucked away in the back, and tried to look very busy arranging her pencils, hoping no one would notice her. During art class, the teacher asked everyone to draw their favorite animal. Lily, usually so excited about art, felt a lump in her throat. She started to draw a fluffy rabbit, but her hand felt shaky. Suddenly, a small voice beside her whispered, "That's a really cute rabbit. I love how you made its whiskers." Lily looked up, surprised. A girl with bright, friendly eyes and hair tied in two bouncy pigtails was smiling at her. Her name was Chloe, and she had a half-finished drawing of a playful puppy on her own paper. "Thanks," Lily mumbled, feeling a little less invisible. "Are you new here?" Chloe asked, her smile still warm. "I haven't seen you before." Lily nodded. "Yes, I just moved here." "Oh, it can be a little strange at first," Chloe said kindly. "But it's fun. And look, you love drawing too. What's your favorite thing to draw?" Lily felt a flutter of something new and good in her chest. Someone understood. "I love drawing everything," she said, her voice growing a little stronger. "Especially my old house and my friends." Chloe leaned closer, her eyes sparkling. "That's awesome. I love drawing animals and made-up creatures. Maybe we can draw together sometime? My puppy needs a best friend in his picture." A real smile, bright and genuine, finally spread across Lily's face. Chloe also loved to draw. It was like finding a secret treasure in a strange new land. The maze of the school didn't feel so scary anymore, and the wobbly feeling in her tummy turned into a gentle warmth. Maybe, just maybe, this new adventure wouldn't be so bad after all. Meeting Chloe was like a splash of bright yellow paint on Lily's still somewhat gray canvas of a new life. After art class, Chloe didn't just walk away. She waited for Lily, and they walked to recess together, talking about their favorite colors and how much they loved drawing. Chloe even told Lily about the biggest, bounciest swings in the playground, and together they raced to try them out. As Lily swung high into the sky, feeling the wind in her hair and hearing Chloe's joyful shouts beside her, a wonderful feeling bubbled up inside her. It wasn't exactly like playing with Maya and Tom, but it was happy in its own new way. She laughed so hard her tummy hurt, and for the first time since the move, she completely forgot to feel sad. Later that week, Chloe invited Lily to her house to draw after school. Lily brought her favorite crayons, and Chloe showed her a secret box of glitter and fancy papers. They drew for hours, creating a magical forest filled with singing animals and sparkly flowers. Lily even drew a new friend for Chloe's puppy, a cheerful cat with big, curious eyes. Sharing her love for drawing with Chloe, Lily truly understood what her grandma had meant. When she was sad about moving, she thought only about what she was losing: her old friends, her familiar home. But here, in this new place, she was finding something new and wonderful. She had found Chloe, a kind and creative friend who made her feel right at home. Even though they were in a new house in a new town. It was a big realization, as clear as a sunny day after a long rain. New places weren't just places where old things ended, they were also places where new joys began. They were places where new friends waited to be found, ready to share laughter and adventures. Lily's heart felt light and full, no longer scared but excited, knowing that even in change, there was a chance for wonderful new beginnings. With Chloe by her side, the new town began to shed its strange, gray feeling and sparkle with new possibilities. It was like someone had suddenly turned on all the lights. Lily no longer saw just unfamiliar streets, she saw paths waiting to be explored. The tall, different trees now looked like perfect spots for treehouses, and the quiet sounds of the neighborhood began to sound like a gentle, welcoming tune. One sunny Saturday, Chloe pointed out a big, colorful ice cream shop she'd never noticed before. It had a giant swirl cone on top. Another day, on their way home from school, they discovered a little winding path that led to a small, hidden park with a merry-go-round and a bubbling fountain. Each new discovery was like finding a hidden gem. Lily's mom and dad also noticed her changing. She was asking to go outside more, eager to show them the new places she and Chloe had found. Her drawing pad, once filled with pictures of her old home, now started to have sketches of the new town, the ice cream shop, the hidden park, and even the funny-looking mailbox on their street. The new town wasn't scary anymore. It was exciting. It was full of surprises, waiting just for her and Chloe to find them. Lily realized that a new place wasn't just a place, it was an adventure. She saw the big library with its tall, inviting windows, the bakery that smelled of warm bread, and the colorful murals painted on the side of buildings. Each day brought a new little joy, a new thing to explore or draw. Lily's heart, once heavy with missing her old home, now danced with the lightness of new discoveries and the happy hum of a world ready to be explored. She truly felt like the little bluebird, singing her song in a wonderful new forest. As weeks turned into months, Lily's new life in the town blossomed. Her bedroom walls were no longer bare, but covered with a mix of drawings. The old oak tree from her past home next to a sketch of the new town's sparkling fountain. Her laughter echoed in the house once more, often joined by Chloe's. The strange new sounds of the town now sounded like the happy music of her everyday. One evening, as she was putting away her crayons, Lily thought about the very first day they arrived. She remembered how scared and sad she had felt, how everything seemed big and unwelcoming. She remembered the little bluebird in Grandma's story, lost but choosing to sing. And she remembered Grandma's words, "Our happiness comes from within us, Lily." She looked at her drawing of her new friend Chloe, smiling brightly. If she had stayed sad and quiet, tucked away in her room, she might never have met Chloe. She might never have discovered the secret park or the amazing ice cream shop. By choosing to be brave and look for the good, even when her heart felt heavy, she had opened herself up to a whole new world of happiness. Lily realized that staying positive wasn't about pretending things weren't hard. It was about choosing to find the light, even when clouds appeared. It was about knowing that inside her, she had the power to make her own sunshine. She learned that change could be scary, like a big, unknown forest, but it could also be an exciting journey filled with new flowers, new paths, and new friends. Her grandma's wisdom had become her own, a warm glow in her heart that helped her see the bright side of every new day. One sunny afternoon, as Lily and Chloe laughed while building a magnificent castle in the new park's sandbox, Lily's mom called her over. "Guess who's coming to visit next weekend?" she asked, her eyes twinkling. "Grandma," Lily shrieked, jumping up and down with delight. When Grandma arrived, Lily rushed into her arms, hugging her tightly. "Grandma, Grandma, I have so much to tell you," she exclaimed, pulling her inside. Lily showed her all the new drawings covering her walls, pointing out the ice cream shop and the hidden park. She excitedly told Grandma about Chloe, her new best friend who also loved to draw, and all the fun adventures they had in their new town. Grandma listened, her face beaming with pride and love. "It sounds like you found your happy song, my little bluebird," she said softly, squeezing Lily's hand. Lily nodded, a warm feeling spreading through her heart. "I did, Grandma. It was hard at first, like the little bird in the big wind. But I remembered what you said, about choosing to be happy inside." She paused, then added, "And it really worked. This new place is still different. But it's not scary anymore. It's full of good things and new friends." Looking around her now familiar room, filled with her drawings and the echoes of her happy memories, both old and new, Lily felt a deep sense of thankfulness. She was so grateful for her grandma's wise words, which had been like a guiding light when she felt lost. They had taught her that even when life changes, she could carry her own sunshine with her, making any new place feel like home. Lily smiled, a big, bright smile that reached her eyes. Her heart was full, not just with happiness for her new life, but with a quiet strength, knowing that she could always choose to stay positive, no matter what big winds might come her way. She was ready for any adventure, her heart singing a happy tune, just like the little bluebird.